Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with my post-fight reaction to last night's fight. Last night's main event between Amanda Nunes and Felicia Spencer. Pretty much it, man. Pretty much how I called the fight. Uh, Amanda Nunes, she basically put on a clinic over Felicia Spencer. A very, very dangerous clinic too, man. I mean, very deadly, man. And I say that because these type of beatings, tough fighters take some time. I feel like it can be very, very career damaging for fighters. Shout out to Felicia Spencer for being tough, but this is something I might have to talk about on my next podcast episode. How far can tough get you? You know what I mean? And I think Andre Ward, he had said it best once. Like there is really no moral victory, and being able to just withstand the fight. Sometimes you gotta ask yourself, even as a trainer, should I just go ahead and stop a fight if I know my fighter doesn't have a chance, or just keep letting them wait until I think they can find some type of way to win? But sometimes, whenever a fighter's kind of going through those motions, it's like, are they really looking for? Are they really looking for a win, or are they just trying to survive? And just to be able to say they survived. Because this fight here, I never really felt like getting on and past like the second, third round. I didn't really feel like there was any chance Felicia had. Everything from her posture to her body language. It's one thing I say if she was trying to set up something with like defense. If she was more like a defensive posture where maybe she could set up a counter or try to get a takedown in. But there was just times throughout this fight where she was just withstanding a bad beating. Like, let's just go back and look at the fight, man. Just from the jump, the first round was pretty much how I felt it would go. Amanda Nunes, she established a good striking range, fighting at a good mid range in the first round for like the first 3 minutes, popping off some very, very hard right hands to the head of Felicia. And Felicia was just taking these shots. She could take them, step back out of danger, but you could tell like the way she would step out of danger that the shot had respect all over it. She was putting respect on them shots. And she would go to the body a little bit, come back up with some little kicks, and as Felicia tried to go in for a takedown, Amanda just swept the leg under. She got the little kick and trip, took Felicia down, and Felicia actually didn't look as good as I thought she would on the ground. On her back, Amanda Nunes was in complete control. She dominated, had complete ground control for a good 2 minutes, man. And I was just like, yo, like the strength that I thought Felicia would have possessed, it wasn't there when she was on her back. When she was on her back, Amanda Nunes, it was just all her from the side control to just controlling Felicia's leg from trying to get any type of triangle, or trying to get her hands, or any type of strikes from the back position. She wasn't able to get anything done. Amanda was just on top of her, landing big elbows. She was moving the hands, striking little significant elbows in between there, just beating her up, all in that first round, putting a little swelling under the eye. And then even in the second round, the same thing was going down. Same pace. Amanda was fighting at the same pace, keeping her back in a good mid range, landing some good elbows, opening up a cut over the scalp of over Felicia. Um, I didn't really think Felicia had any moments in this fight. And that's why I say you got to kind of think when it's time to stop a fight, or you continue to let a fighter go. If they have moments where they could cause a little scare to the champion, then maybe I'll let it go. But there was just so many times that Amanda Nunes was just having her way. You know, rounds 3 and 4. Just shooting the uppercut up the middle, right hand over the top, and these are some big shots. Even the glancing blows are just like hitting the top of the head. Uh, just ragdolling Felicia, scoring takedowns, and then just, stepping right back into striking range. Felicia was just kind of like sitting there a few times on the ground, and Nunes was just like, come on, get back up, get back up so I can toss you back down, or just, hit you with this right hand. And then, like the scare came in round 3 when she scored that big right hand. When she hit it with that big right hand, man, I was like, oh shit. First it was like a left hook. The commentators, I don't think they caught that left hook in there. That left hook caught her to the chin, and after that, she caught her with the right hand to the side of the head, and then she fell back into the fence. She fell back into the fence. I was like, this is it, and then she had her hands up. But again, Felicia's toughness pulled her through. Her toughness is really pulling her through these fights, but at the same time, have her withstanding big beating. And the right hand, that right hand that landed, I almost thought it was going to end the fight. Did put a big hematoma on the head of Felicia Spencer. Um, Last round, again, just kind of going through the motions. Amanda, I felt like she could have stopped it if she kept it standing, but she took Felicia down one more time and just kind of, dominated on the ground, had her way, some good ground and pound. Um, she tried to speed it up in the last 10 seconds, but overall, man, Amanda Nunes just dominated. She just dominated from the jump. 5 rounds to 1. Again, I really couldn't give any rounds to Felicia or any moments to Felicia, and that's why I said this is something I might talk about, man. It's just like, how far can toughness get you, and when is a good time for a referee or a trainer to just go ahead and stop a fight? Because I think after that fourth round, they could have just stopped it. They could have just said, okay, we're not prepared for what Amanda Nunes is bringing. She's bringing us the same thing every round. She's bringing the greatness to us. She's bringing us many different levels that we haven't trained for. So let's just call it a day. Let's just call it a day. We can stop it here. We can just go ahead and stop it, because if you let you stay in here at least another round or two, you might get hurt. We want you to be able to come back and fight another day. But yeah, man, that's all I can really say about Felicia in this fight or the Chris Cyborg fight. They tried to hype the Chris Cyborg fight up as like Felicia gave Chris a tough fight, but besides the cut in the first round, Felicia in both of these fights wasn't on a level to face, tough, strong, technical, powerful punchers, powerful strikers. And I think that Felicia's going to have to go back and do a lot of work. But again, I think it really has to do with them not having a featherweight division. She's not really able to fight second and third tier fighters in the UFC. She was over at Invicta, but there's not enough fighters over here to choose from. It's always title shot material, and I still don't think she's ready for title shot material in the UFC. And it's showing you that she hasn't won a single round against any of the elite fighters. Of course, that's just that was just Chris Cyborg and Amanda Nunes. But I think that Felicia needs more competition to be able to fight against. Besides a Megan Anderson and a Zara Farron. But yeah, overall, Amanda Nunes proved her greatness again. She showed you that this was just kind of like a glorified sparring session. Where she was just really kicking ass in this fight. From here, honestly, man, I wouldn't be surprised if Amanda Nunes just retired from here. I would like to see her retire from here. She cleaned out 135, 145 for what it is, and I don't really see anybody else giving her a tough fight right now. Um, if she would like to kind of write that rematch, well, she can't do that because Cat's in Bellator. Sorry, I was just thinking that because I saw Cat post something on Instagram about Amanda Nunes, her win against Amanda Nunes again. So I was kind of like, okay, you keep bringing this up, come back over to the UFC and fight at 145 against the Nunes. You know what I mean? But that's the past now. That's the past. Amanda's evolved since then. So from here, man, I think Amanda's done everything she could. I I think maybe vacate the 145 title, maybe fight one or two more fights in 135 and call it a day. Because I don't think there's really anybody else that can give it to her, or give her a tough fight. But Felicia, like I said, honestly, if you ask me, I think the Chris Cyborg fight and this fight, these type of you know, very, very like rough beatings she's taken, they might take something out of a fighter. I've seen it before. It's almost like the Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia fight. Suffering and withstanding the 12-round beating like that from Mikey, I think could have taken something out of him. If you go back to Felix Trinidad and Fernando Vargas lost something that night, and that's not good. It's not good because you don't want to have your fighter prove your toughness for over 5, 10, 12 rounds. You want them to prove it in the moments they need to, not just withstand blows throughout the fight just so everybody can say, damn, she's tough. I mean, nah, it don't work like that. Like, I want to see my fighter tough in the right times, but I want to see them win and fight smart in the right times. But yeah, man, that's all I got on this, guys. Like I said, just a little discussion about last night's fight. Let me know what y'all thought of the fight. Like I said, 5 rounds, pure ass whooping from Amanda Nunes, man. Got to give it to the Lions. But let me know what y'all think both fighters should do from here. Nunes should retire. Felicia Spencer, asked to build up the featherweight division, because she got to work. She got to get some more work. But let me know what y'all think, guys. Make sure y'all subscribe. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Peace.